Hey, all right, welcome back to the show. So this week is E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo.
Well done.
As it was once known, and nobody calls it at all anymore. I don't even know if that's still officially the name, to be honest. Anyway, it's this week. I literally haven't seen it. It's this week in Los Angeles, which is accessible to both of us. We both live in that area. And there has been news. So did you watch all of the press conferences?
I went back to catch up on the Microsoft one.
Okay.
I did not watch like the EA, the Square Enix, and all the other ones, right? Yeah, but I did watch the Sony PlayStation one. And I went back. I tried to wake up this morning to catch the Nintendo one, and I missed it.
Really?
I woke up just in time for the very end of it. And then when they posted it up onto, because it's always just a Nintendo Direct is their press conference. As soon as they posted it up on YouTube, I went back and watched the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
So I did see it.
So I watched all of them. I missed the PlayStation 1 Live, but then watched it later that night.
Okay.
So EA I knew I wasn't going to care about because they just make games that aren't really my kind of thing. Like I'm not that into sports video games. Oh yeah, I meant to combine this shirt with this hat. Congrats to the Capitals for winning the Stanley Cup.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay, okay.
Anyway, I don't care about those kind of games. I don't really care about the Star Wars Battlefront games. Like that just doesn't matter to me that much.
Dude, I will say one thing. My friend brought over Star Wars Battlefront, and I surprisingly really enjoy the space battles. Okay. They're super fun because they're so inconsequential. Okay. Like you just play them and you're like, you died. Okay, come back. Oh, you died. You come back. And but it's fun because you're like flying. It's Star Wars, right? It's like, it's hard not to have fun in that. And it is team. And so it's literally like 30 on one side, 30 on the other side, and you're just trying to get, one side is trying to accomplish a goal while the other side is just trying to kill as many of them as possible. It's weirdly enjoyable. Okay, fair enough. I have fun with that. So.
There is a Command & Conquer mobile game, which I signed up for. They said on the conference that you can go play it, but I tried to get it on the Android store, and all it says is that you can pre-order. So I did that, but it's free. So I don't know. Maybe I should check my phone. Maybe it's on there now. I don't even know. And then I thought the Microsoft one was like fine. It's like mostly stuff that I am not personally that interested in. Yeah, I got the list of games. Okay. If you're into Halo or Gears or something like that, then I can see it being cool. You know, it's just not. I thought the Cyberpunk 2070. I heard the Cyberpunk trailer was cool. That seemed like a cool game that I might be interested in. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Did they really announce the next Xbox console?
They talked a little bit about it. They didn't really go into it. But one thing that was nice about these and the other ones was that it was about games. You know, it wasn't they weren't spending time like talking about so they mentioned Xbox, but they didn't like spend a lot of time. Here's all the specs and whatever. They didn't talk about crap people don't care about, like VR and whatever. Like they just there was a little bit of that, but for the most part, it was about games that presumably people care about. So I appreciated that, if nothing else.
Yeah, there was the one thing about the Beyond Good and Evil 2 thing where they were gonna get like user-generated content like music and artwork to show up in the game, and it was being done by Hit Record, which is the company by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Oh. And they said that they were going to pay players and stuff like that, because at first it sounded like they were just going to milk them for free. But then some people found the fine print. It was like, here's $50,000 that we're going to divide amongst the people who create content, which basically means you get nothing for it and stuff like that. So there's definitely some Hit Record, that's what it is, yeah. So there's some people who are still a little wary about it, being worried that it feels like that they're taking advantage of people. So but we don't know enough details yet, I think, so.
I thought that the Bethesda stuff seemed really good. I haven't played any of the Elder Scrolls games since, I don't know, maybe in this millennium. I'm not sure, to be honest. But they all seem like really cool games, so I don't know. That seems fine. I thought Devolver's thing was hilarious. Like, it's not that serious, but I thought that was cool. Ubisoft, I thought, had some interesting stuff. Star Fox stuff was cool. I don't play Assassin's Creed, but that everybody seemed interested in that. So. And then what was it?
I didn't see the PC one, and I probably should have, because a lot of people are saying there's a lot of very interesting looking things in the PC gaming show.
I think that's accurate. Yeah, there was definitely some interesting looking stuff. I don't know that I'm going to play any of it. I feel like I've been saying that a lot. And then the PlayStation one was just like a weird experience.
Dude.
So, I mean, they ended up talking about a lot of games and stuff,
right.
but before that, where they opened up with the banjo dude,
yeah,
and then they had to, like, move
the people? Yeah, like, because they wanted to replicate the tent from the Last of Us trailer or something,
guess.
You know, yeah, it was really, really weird.
Very weird choice.
Yeah, and then they even had those weird interludes with, like, weird shape doing some music thing and going, whoa, and then they went to the next game. It was like the weirdest.
Yeah, and they had the guy playing the flute, or whatever it was
the
up there.
Flute or something.
Flute, whatever. There was just a lot of weird stuff. But the actual games that they showed, I thought were.
I mean, look,
cool enough looking.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm so old man on this now. I'm literally that dude being like, you need to watch Gone with the Wind because like seriously, like. I am
You're not interested.
So underwhelmed. Like, every game that I looked at was so beautifully realistic. And then they crouched and they snuck up behind someone and murdered them. And then they shot someone with a bow and arrow from far away. Or they had some combat where they were fighting with the sword. Okay. And it was dark and it was gray and it was... I don't know. It's just everything looked like it was the same damn game all of a sudden. You know, I do
think there was a lot of that, especially when it came to the Microsoft show. I thought a lot of games ran together in my mind. I felt certainly there were some games on the PlayStation one that kind of ran together, but I thought some were unique enough looking. Like the Ghost of Tsushima one, I thought was like reasonably unique looking, and the. I guess I was gonna say Death Stranding is unique, but I guess what you're describing, you don't like the fact that he's like sneaking around or whatever.
Well, so the Ghost of Tsushima, what is it called? Tsushima was interesting until all of a sudden they were like, oh, let's creep up on the guards, and I was like, God damn it, you did it again. Death Stranding is actually super interesting to me because I have no idea what's going on.
Okay,
and it just looks like. And, you know, Kojima said that he wants to make the game so that it's a non-violent kind of game, that you don't involve, like, you're not... I don't think he wants you to, like, kill things, right? So what's weird is that every scene, his backpack had something different, was a different size. He had things... So it's like this weird collection...
Yeah. Well, no, you're a delivery man, it turns out.
But
that's what it made it seem like.
I guess people are calling it, you know, the new buzz term is the walking simulator, where it's just like...
That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what else, because finally something happened towards the end, and then he died, and then it was like Death Stranding with Lindsay Wagner, and I was like, okay.
I'm not interested in it. I'm all for weird. That's fine with me. But it's the kind of weird where I'm just like kind of tired of it. It doesn't seem like kind of weird that would last me a game.
Yeah,
it's like 10 minutes of like,
and the other thing I'm tired of is cinematic footage trailer with weird out of place background somber music that doesn't fit the environment.
Like, I don't remember.
I think it might have been Nier or one of them. It was just like every time, like all these. So Mad World was in that Gears of War commercial a long time ago, you know.
Oh, right.
And they did that super well, and it was cool at the time. It was artistic. Now everybody does it.
I see.
Everybody has, like, here's this weird song that doesn't fit with the mood, because, like, it's like some song, like some folksy song while people are dying and killed. You know, it's like everybody seems to do that now, you know, and I'm just like,
I can picture that.
Please stop this kind of thing now, you know.
Yeah, one of the reasons that I thought Cyberpunk looked cool, as people are saying in the chat, was that it does look really unique.
About Cyberpunk, you mean? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it just looks unique.
Control looked kind of unique. I mean, it looked kind of the same as the other games, but at least you had these crazy powers where you're just like transforming anything. And to be honest with you, the thing I was probably most excited for, I mean, this was literally happened. I had the PlayStation on my laptop. I was sitting there, had it on there, and I had Third Strike training mode on. So I'm just sitting there practicing Dudley combos. And like during the PlayStation conference, and then all of a sudden there's like zombie coming up, and he's like chewing someone's neck and like pulling all the tendons, and I was just like, another zombie game here. Then shot, and it was Leon, and then I put down the joystick, and I was like, okay,
the remake,
and then it was Resident Evil 2 remake, and then I got super hyped. But see, it's nostalgia, right?
Of course,
yeah, it's not because, hey, brand new gameplay like a Katamari Damacy or a Shadow of Colossus kind of thing. It was literally because it's just like, I love Resident Evil 2.
Sure.
I love Resident Evil 4, and it's like they mixed them together like a Reese's peanut butter cup. You know what I mean? Like it looks so good.
And like obviously those games have a big hand in what current games look like. So if you don't know what it is and you just see it happen and you're like, every game does that, but it does that because of Resident Evil in part anyway.
Exactly. So,
I thought so. I wasn't like super enthralled by most of what I saw, and I basically came into today, which was the Nintendo one, thinking as long as they don't have just some garbage, like it'll be cool. And I didn't think that they had garbage. I thought that the Smash Bros. Ultimate obviously was the one that I care about the most, but I thought that the Pokemon stuff looked cool. Okay. It's big news for them that they have Fortnite, and I read some people who were excited about the Demon Ex Machina. That seems cool. So
yeah, I mean Nintendo,
but it wasn't a ton. Obviously,
it was just Smash Brothers. It was like
it was basically Smash.
Here's filler, Smash.
Right.
That was it.
So even for Nintendo, it's not like they were like bombarding you as they have in some years past. Just sick new game, It wasn't like that.
Right.
So
I just imagine
don't know.
Captain America be like, Microsoft, you promote this kind of game. Sony, you do this. Nintendo, Smash.
Yeah.
Sorry, Avengers reference there.
I thought the mecha game looked cool. And it's not. Yeah. Anyway, I think that looks cool. But of course, as you said, the biggest thing for them was Smash.
Out of the big three, who do you think won?
I just think it was like not a great year in general. So for me, the game I care about the most is obviously Smash. So I guess Nintendo, but if you're somebody who is big into Gears or Halo, then you think Microsoft won. And if you're somebody who's into The Last of Us 2, which definitely some people are, or Spider-Man or whatever, like I feel like it's much more about like which individual game that you are into. Whereas some years past, even if I don't think that like I'd be into playing a game necessarily, I can still recognize, like, all right, everybody's going to think that's sick, that's a big, and there's just game after game. That's happened some years. I don't think that happened this year.
Right. I mean, Spider-Man did look pretty cool.
It looked cool.
But the thing is, they showed, like, what I'm assuming is the intro sequence, right? The whole intro sequence where they break out of the cell and everything like that. But the swinging already looked kind of promising.
Yeah.
And if you end up in a city and you can swing like you do in Spider-Man 2, and just swing around the city and ignore all the stupid kids who cannot hold on to their balloon and the people who are falling off buildings, because God, that happened a lot.
Really?
Because those are all like the little mini missions. You would just be swinging around, you'd hear this kid going, my balloon!
Oh, boy.
My balloon! So you try to catch the balloon out of the air and bring it back to him, or you'd hear, help! Help! And someone's falling off the building. Dude, there are a lot of people falling off the building in that city. Yeah, but I ignored them all because I just swung around the city. Literally, I would spend maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours just swinging. Like, I didn't even care what was going on in the game. Yeah. Like, it was just fun.
Sure, that makes sense.
If they can replicate that, and they've said that they keep looking at Spider-Man 2 for the swinging inspiration, if they can replicate that, then I will probably buy the game, and I will probably play that game. So,
you know what game I really have enjoyed doing that in? Is my cousin, my nephew, plays Lego Marvel.
Oh, yeah?
Is that what it's called? Okay. Marvel Legos or something like that? You know, it's the Lego version. And you can just kind of web around and sling around with Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
So he and I have definitely spent time just like swinging around.
Dude, yeah.
It's actually pretty fun.
It is cool. It is cool. Because they also did it in Spider-Man 2 that they gave you a bunch of like different maneuvers you could do so that you could kind of do like really acrobatic things. And it was just really, really cool that they did that. So
yeah, Jump Force. Okay, I think that is actually a interesting game. You know, it's the game with all the anime titles.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It's like the new Jump Superstars, basically, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So that definitely seems cool. I'd like to know more about it. How is it intended to be a competitive fighting game? I think that's up in the air.
I saw a little bit of it today at the Namco booth, but I didn't watch it a lot. So yeah. From what I've heard, it's more of like a party kind of.
Yeah. Game. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I haven't heard about that. I just heard that it's more like the sort of like Naruto or previous Dragon Ball style games.
It's more like Dissidia kind of thing. That's how it kind of looked to me, a little bit like Dissidia. So yeah, a brawler arena. Yeah.
There you go. That's a way to put it.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part...
But that can be competitive. I don't know if it is going to be.
For the most part, I mean, obviously outside of Smash, there hasn't been too many things that's been piquing my interest. Now, obviously, the new Tetris game that's coming out, they announced a new Tetris game.
Oh, yeah?
But they called it the Tetris Effect because they said, like, Tetris has this ability to, like, cure depression and, like, do all these other things. And then when people are sleeping, all they just picture are blocks dropping in their head, which I can attest to because that literally cured my insomnia at one point. Right when I graduated from college, it took me a while to find a job, and I was stressing out about that. I couldn't fall asleep. And then I started playing Tetris the Grandmaster at the UCLA arcade that I was working at, and then I would just fall asleep because all I do was just picture blocks dropping in my head. But not only that, but it's made by Mizuguchi, I think that's his name, but he's the guy who did Rez, Luminous, Meteos, all those crazy music, like acid trippy kind of games and stuff like that, and that combination sounds like it has a lot of potential. That's cool. So yeah.
Before we talk about Smash, I would also like to address the lack of announcement of
that's right,
Mortal Kombat 11, which I am stoked about.
But what if they're saving it for EVO?
Yeah, it could be. It still seems unlikely to me that they would not stick to something like the previous schedule of every 2 years a new game comes out. They haven't said anything otherwise. I haven't heard or been told anything otherwise. So I just feel like that's so profitable for them. Like I'd be surprised if they changed it, especially if they change that without like announcing, hey, we're not going to have a thing. We're intending to support Injustice for the next like whatever year or something like that. Without that announcement, I feel like that's just not likely. But I'm really happy for now because I just want more time to play video games that I like before feeling like they're obsolete.
Right.
And it's of course possible to still play Injustice 2. It's just
the NRS community has a tendency.
Doesn't work that great. Especially with Injustice 1. You know, the NRS scene is comprised of Mortal Kombat fans and some other people. And there's a lot of people who are really in it for the Mortal Kombat. Right. And I don't know anybody who's in it like for the Injustice. Like they'll play Injustice, but it's not like we're stoked for Injustice. Right. It's the opposite. So I don't expect that Injustice 2 is going to last much longer after the next game comes out.
I haven't seen anything about Mr. Wizard talking about that. Def Not Lex saying that in chat, basically saying that they're trying to. He wants to remove Melee because 3 would be too many. Dude,
yeah, he talked about it a little bit.
I think if this game is good enough, I think they should just take away all of them and just put this one game in there.
I think that Smash 4 is definitely gone, but yeah, I mean for sure, even Smash 4 people are saying that.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, I'm really happy personally to be able to play Injustice 2 for longer. I really like the game. That said, there are other people in the NRS scene who are in it for the Mortal Kombat and or don't like Injustice that much. Even if they are not like huge MK fans in particular, they may not just like how Injustice 2 panned out, and they want the next game. So there's definitely a big chunk of the community that is upset to not have that announcement yet. I'm happy about it.
I will say this, though. A lot of people have actually been saying this, and this is a pretty crazy thing to say, but it feels like of all the individual companies, that it feels like Capcom is winning.
Maybe so.
Because Resident Evil 2 Remake looks amazing.
Yes.
And I just saw people saying, like, I was even talking to one of the Capcom reps. They're like, have you played it yet? I'm like, not yet. They're like, you just have to play it. You just have to play it. And I've seen some people say that they have played it and it's amazing. Devil May Cry 5 was announced. That was super good. Look, I'm a Mega Man fan.
Yeah, that's right.
And Mega Man 11 was at the show.
Right.
And the first trailer that came out, I saw it and I was just like, man.
Really?
Yeah, I just was like, I'm not looking forward to this because the physics looked weird, everything looked weird. They released a trailer recently and I was like, wait, this looks a little better. But, like, there's, like, this weird slowdown mechanic and stuff like that. And I was like, this is kind of weird. Like, are they putting that in there to make the game easier for beginners or whatever like that? I got to sit down and play it. And I'm so happy right now. Like, I am...
Oh, yeah, okay.
I am, like... It felt great.
Okay.
It felt great to play that because they did not skimp out on the difficulty, the physics of it and everything like that felt really good. The new mechanics were implemented very easily to control. They even assigned a separate button to rush so that you don't have to switch weapons to call them and stuff like that. But they even kind of built the game around the concept that you had that slowdown mechanic. Like, there's this new enemy that basically has a wheel that goes around him. Like, it's a ring, but there's only one hole in it. And so you can shoot the Mega Buster through it, but sometimes it's hard to aim, and so you slow time down. There's also parts where, like, blocks are falling, and a gap is too long, and it's like, blocks. You gotta slow it down so you can jump on it to jump across. So they actually, like, are using the new mechanics really interesting, but it felt good, and the difficulty actually the difficulty felt good. The difficulty felt good. Like, I definitely died a bunch of times, and I was very happy about that. Like, I want my Mega Man game to destroy me that way. Sure. You know what I mean?
Shouldn't be a cakewalk.
I was very pleasantly happy with it.
Glad to hear it.
So it makes me, it's like a good thing and a bad thing. It's like, wow, look, Monster Hunter came out, and then, Devil May Cry, obviously everyone's excited about that. I've only played the first one, whatever.
Yeah, I don't mean to poo-poo it, I've never played it, so.
I mean, I've only played the first one, so I'm not all that into Devil May Cry 5, but RE Remake looks super good. Looks sick, Mega Man 11 looks super good, and then I'm just like, then I look at Cody's animations, and I'm like, why?
Why? So, did you... It sounds like you went to the Capcom booth. Did you see or play with Cody?
So a bunch of people playing it. The person I saw playing most was Combo Fiend.
Oh, okay. That's
so Combo Fiend was just at the booth. He was playing against Sherry, and it was like his third game with Cody.
He was like the best already.
Well, he was super good. I mean, Sherry won the game. To be fair, right? But
was she playing Nikali or Cody?
Yeah, she was playing Nikali. She was playing Nikali. And then I saw him playing against Yipes. And then I saw him play against Vi's Blanca.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
the classic Vi versus Combo. 20
years
old.
Dude, trust me. I was just like watching that. I was like, ooh, but the game is like Cody. It's just hard to tell what his distinct plan is yet because we're all still trying to figure him out. He looks kind of fun.
I agree.
I was talking to Peter about it, and I forgot who I was talking about. But they were thought that the pipe might not be pipe might be broken, but it wasn't even that. And even that part in the trailer where he throws the rock up and he hits it and it bounces up. I saw Combo Fiend miss the rock. You actually have to time the swing, and depending on how you hit it, I think it flies in different directions and stuff like that.
It's a timing thing.
Yeah, because I saw it definitely get hit straight.
I've seen that too. I just figured it was two different button presses.
Yeah, but I definitely saw him swing and miss. Unless my eyes are just deceiving me because I'm old.
I don't know.
But I'm pretty sure I saw that, right? So, I mean, he and I do understand that he is definitely more Final Fight based than he is Alpha 3 based.
Right.
And again, Alpha 3 was supposed to be Joe in the first place. It wasn't even supposed to be Cody. Yeah. So, he does look a little stiff, but I kind of appreciate it a little bit because I see what they're trying to go for. And even just the little V-skill thing, you could do a lot of cool combos. Like, you do crack kick into V-skill, and that actually is a cancel and a combo. But, I swear if I played him, I'm just going to play him like I did CVS2 Maki because I was just, 3 kicks everywhere.
Does it take life?
It takes gray health. It gray health to yourself.
Okay.
So, yeah, so... I think that would
interesting.
I might just go crazy with it because it's invincible. You can just throw it out in the middle of stuff.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that. Okay.
So there you go.
That's cool. Yeah, I like his V triggers look interesting.
Right.
Or at least the pipe one does.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, the stiffness is not something I have a problem with. It's the posing that I do have some. So a lot of his moves look good, but then you look at the ruffian kick and it's just
it's a little weird. Agreed.
When he does especially the low one.
The low one looks weird.
He just kind of looks like he's instead of in Alpha 3, you see him stomp his foot and he just.
Even in Street Fighter 4 it was.
Exactly. So.
And I will say I think his standing light kick is probably the worst animation in Street Fighter 5. Did you see it?
Yes, I did. Although I still think it's that, and maybe Sakura's crouching medium kick is pretty terrible too.
Sure. Also very bad. But I really feel it looks like Kotal or Katana
Yeah.
down 3 in MKX. Just the little.
It's like rotating on the thing. Yeah. And they said that they.
Man,
like,
that's bad.
It's funny too because someone pointed out that it's supposed to maybe look like his standing medium kick from Alpha 3. But if you look at a standing medium kick, when he lifts up his leg, his whole body leans back.
Yeah.
You know, and in Street Fighter 5, he's just.
It's just the leg.
Right.
Yeah,
and I forgot to do it. I really wanted to put up a video of the Ministry of Silly Walks, you know, because he looks just like that.
Okay, all right, I can see that.
I wanted to do that, and I forgot to, so there you go.
I can see that.
Yeah. Okay, Cammy's air throw is pretty awful, too.
Pretty awful.
So, yeah.
Pretty awful. Yeah, all right. There was also the DOA 6 announcement.
Yes, that's right.
Dead or Alive 6. It looks a little like maybe grittier, maybe like more take us seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, because they also covered up the girls a little bit more.
Yeah. But like just the general style, not that's obviously a big part of it, but the general art style looks like it's supposed to be like. I feel like it kind of reminds me of the difference between maybe like an MK9 and MKX, where the characters go from being, especially the female ones, go from just being like obvious sex symbols to being like characters, like believable people in a way.
Yeah, but they have that weird little close-up face punch thing, and like it definitely seems like they're trying to do some interesting things with it, and it makes me excited to see what the DOA team can do while making a game specifically like, hey, let's try to make a fighting game that's balanced and like esports and stuff like that. And I don't mean esports by like, let's make it esports friendly, but they just want to have it be a serious competitive fighting game.
I think that was what the intention was with the last game, and by accounts of friends of mine who played the game, they thought it was good. It's just that it retained the perception of it being a joke, and it retained the look of it in many ways. So I don't like need to have a game where there's no boobs. That's, I feel like, a different story.
Right.
But it'd be nice to have characters be people. Yeah. Maybe.
And,
is that a good way to put it?
Or
people can be sexy, but
or like, doing what Street Fighter V is doing and actually giving us the guys who are now super sexy.
Yeah.
Because like what they're doing with Cody, I love it, dude. It makes me so happy. I love what they're doing with Cody. I think that's funny. So.
I mean, I'll certainly try it out. I'll definitely try out the game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I never have spent time with DOA, and I now know people who played DOA 5 and who played previous DOA games, but in the mid 2000s, I didn't know anybody who played Dead or Alive. Literally, after having traveled in and played in Southern California, Northern California, Washington, D.C., and sort of the general Eastern Seaboard, Paris and London, I never met anybody who played it. Right. So, competitively anyway. So that scene was like not... It existed. It was, in fact, on TV back in the mid-2000s in a way that no other fighting game was. I just never knew anybody who played it. So I'll try it out now that I do know some people and, see how it goes.
And even when DOA 5 came out, I remember, we talked about it on the Ultra Chin Show. We never did a introduction to it that we did to all the other games.
Well, we haven't done that in a long time.
But that game, I like the idea of it as a good introduction to 3D fighting games because it is a 3D fighting game, but it still plays very different. You know what I mean? It's not quite the same thing as like Virtua Fighter Tekken style of, it's your turn, my turn, because this was just like everybody can counter everything, right? So, I think it'd be cool if that game can come out and really... I mean, look... I want all the fighting games to succeed. Like, I'm rooting for fighting games.
Indeed.
In general, but Jesus Christ, there's so many of them.
Yes.
I just don't, it's so frightening to me.
It
is actually frightening to me because, like I said, the first time the fighting game genre kind of died is because it got overloaded. And so I'm actually kind of scared of that.
But at least the games are good now this time around.
Yes.
Last time, a lot of the games were piles of garbage.
KI1, KI2... Time Killers, Mace, The Dark Age, War Gods,
Honestly, I think it's more like there were 10 good fighting games in the 90s and everything else was bad.
Yes. Well, I was definitely naming all the I
just saying, I feel like it's better, easier to do the opposite. Here's like the 10 good ones, everything else was bad. So I think it's the opposite this time. Almost everything is good nowadays. And Dead or Alive was on DirecTV, if I recall correctly.
Was it?
Oh yeah, you don't remember? It was on. Oh, dude, what was one of the generic esports titles? Like World Cyber Gaming, maybe?
Oh, that's right. Yes. I remember that now. Yes. It was one of the ones that died.
It did die.
Yeah, The World Cyber Games was the one that did the...
Yeah, World Cyber Games.
Yeah, okay. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it was on... There you go. DirecTV. So, obviously, it's existed, and the competitive scene has existed. It was just never that big. But I'll give it a go.
Okay.
Anything else before we get to Smash?
God, I feel like there was another fighting game, something that was announced.
There's story mode announced in Soul Calibur.
Okay.
That's cool.
They announced 2 new characters for KOF heroines.
Oh, yeah?
What was her name? Xian, or the crazy dive kicky character.
Oh, Mian?
Mian, that's what it was. Mian and Luong are added to it. Although, it's funny now because Mian has no clothes now, so it's like she looks like a completely different person, right? Instead of the robe.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Okay.
So, but that, and then they did announce that 30th anniversary is going to get some sort of update, that they've heard the frustrations from players, and they announced...
I missed this.
Yeah, they announced that there's a patch coming to it. I don't know what's going into it.
Fair enough.
I talked to some of the Capcom guys, and I was like, hey, what's happening? And they're like, yeah, so they really couldn't tell me. So yeah, but
that's good. Yeah. They're keeping their they usually keep their lips sealed.
Yeah. So but they are trying to do something to improve it. So hopefully that means netcode, right?
I think that's the biggest issue with it.
Right.
It'd be nice to be able to do EX moves in Thursday.
That's right. I mean, it's funny because when I play it, I don't have that problem. I haven't had that problem yet at all, which is strange. So.
Well, I have.
Okay.
But yeah, it could just be in my hands. Who knows?
Oh yeah, and of course Dragon Ball FighterZ is going to be on Switch, which I'm happy about because now I can practice it on the plane and stuff like that, and just, when I'm just chilling and everything like that. Although I will say so far that using a pad, even for Blaze Blue cross tag battle, has been really annoying, so it's been kind of frustrating.
Difficult to do.
Yeah, it's just like every time I try to do a double jump combo, I jump straight up instead of diagonal and stuff like that.
So far, I've only used the Switch in Blaze Blue cross tag for testing stuff in training mode that's testable with one button. So the example is, I was testing what to do about Jin's Resonance Super, which does like 30% chip.
Jesus!
It's crazy, dude.
Okay.
And it's full height, so you can't jump over it. Well, almost nobody can jump over it anyway. So I was like, what do you do? So I just set the dummy to do the super,
right.
And then I was like, all right, what do I press? So I was just like on the floor,
trying to
stretching and rolling out my muscles and whatever, doing self-massage stuff. And just being like, all right, hey, Taker come back dash, things like that.
Okay.
So other than like really easy testable situations, I haven't tried.
Yeah. My saddest thing right now with Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle is the team that I'm kind of settling on is like the most boring.
Okay.
Like, I'm just like not excited about this team. But
Hyde and you.
But the fact that like they have interesting enough combos and kind of rush down that I'm a little excited.
It's not really Hyde and you, right?
No, it's not Hyde and you. It's actually Linne and Weiss. Weisschnee.
They say Weiss.
Oh, they do say Weiss?
That's what the game says. I thought it'd be Weiss as well. The game says Weiss.
Right. So far, it's like those two. So it's just swordy chicks, basically.
I think Weiss is kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, she has that wall, which I haven't figured out like what the best use of it is going to be, the ice wall. So that's kind of interesting. Linne,
Linne's just like a big rushdown character.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that they're boring. It's just that like, I kind of wanted to use like Hazama and like I wanted to do something crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's not a weirdo.
Right. But the problem with it is like, although I will say right now with Linne, I'm really feeling the cross tag problem right now. Where I'm trying to develop a solo combo for her, and I'm trying to find a combo that works at multiple ranges and stuff like that. But I just don't have enough access to moves. Like I just feel like I'm missing so many moves because I cannot get anything to consistently connect at certain places because I only have the choice of 4 things to do. I have great combos if I choose to use my teammate. You know what I mean? Like, I can normalize the combo so that it doesn't matter what range I'm at if I have my teammate, if I'm willing to use that partner meter. But if I don't have the partner, or if I don't want to spend that meter, I can't, like, I'm just having a lot of trouble finding, like, the ability to craft the combo that I want to do it, you know what I mean? Because I'm just missing, because Linne is literally, my move goes halfway across the screen, or my move goes absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
And the halfway across the screen one is 1, 2, 3 knockdown. You got to use all 3 of them, and then once you've used all 3 of them, you don't have access to those buttons anymore, because she's still the Eunice characters still are very Eunice-like, where you can use them and chain them in any direction and stuff like that. But after I knock them down, and then I can OTG them, it's so hard to get anything afterwards because they're always not in range anymore, and it's just like there's a little bit of frustration with that. So,
have you looked into Chie? I feel like that character might be fun for you.
I heard she's super damaging, but I haven't messed with her yet.
So she has big solo combos for big damage. She has good setups. She's not like a strong footsies character, but she has really good pressure and damage. And she has the meteor super, so she just like jumps up in the air and throws meteors out, which is a really good setup for high-low stuff.
I've just been kind of avoiding the Persona characters right now because I'm not sure if they're... Because I messed with Yukiko and, you know, it was literally Persona and fans. Yeah. So I wasn't sure if Persona was just going to be like A and Persona. I'm not sure how they work exactly.
I haven't played Chie myself. But I've been playing against people who use her, and she seems like a James character.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I'll check it out for sure.
Give it a go.
For sure.
All right, well, let's talk about Smash. So they announced, obviously, a while ago that there would be a new Smash game, or at least what we all assumed would be new. And today they showed more about it. So it seems, from having watched the Nintendo Direct, and then I also watched the Invitational and the Treehouse in between, where they were showing a bunch of casual sets. I think it looks good. It looks fast to me. It looks certainly faster than Smash 4 in the ways of the movement looks faster, the dashing looks faster and more sort of effective. You can do more actions out of it. The launching looks faster, like the actual character travels faster when they are hit, which is cool. And the game has like these kind of Tekken-ish slowdown moments, which are really cool to watch. So I feel like it, even as just a spectator, it looks like it's more interesting to me.
Right. I was, the thing that stood out the most to me was that when you play the game 1v1, things change.
Yeah.
Right. So the slow motion thing only happens in 1v1, right? That doesn't happen in the party mode. The fact that they up the damage in 1v1, because this was the problem in Smash 4. Like, I realize now what the problem was. They didn't want to up the damage for the 1v1 because that would have affected the multiplayer game as well. They probably didn't want people to die too fast there. Like, the balance on it was... So they literally made it so that in 1v1, moves just do more damage. They showed an example. It was like 48 versus 43% or something. And so you're going to get better launches. What someone actually said to me, though, is that now that means that combos that you're used to in singles might not work in doubles, so now like in tennis there might be dedicated doubles players and stuff like that.
Interesting though.
And I think that would be cool. I don't mind that at all. But like just the fact that they're doing that kind of stuff, that they made it so that every stage has a battlefield variant. You know, like it seems more than Sakurai going here for glory, for honor, kind of, you know, for glory, which was almost kind of like a way to like placate you guys, you know, like here you go play your boring version. But like this one actually feels more like that they're like, okay, look, this is a legit way people are playing this game. We're gonna do this now. And I think that's great. I think that's great.
I'm definitely with you. It looked like a lot of fun. It was cool to see people move faster, and on top of that, it seems like when you do like a jump button, it seems like there's very little landing lag as
it's like L canceling automatically.
It kind of seems like that. So it just seems like all around it's like it's a faster, more interesting game. You can do more things as the player. I feel like you're less like bound in some ways that you were in Smash 4.
I asked like the Smash community on Twitter. I was like, does the game seem faster speed-wise to you? And they said it looks similar to Smash Wii U, but even if it is, the gameplay is going to be faster in general because of the higher damage and the fact that now if you roll a lot, it gets weaker. Like you can stale your roll. I'm sure it's just like everything else. There's probably a hidden meter that if you haven't used it a lot, then it's going to be back to normal.
Yeah.
But then they said now you can't, because I guess my implication from that comment is that in Smash 4 there's just a ton of rolling, and so it's really hard to kill people, and it kind of stales the game down a little bit, and so it just lasts longer. So I saw a bunch of Smash people on Twitter saying like they might be able to go back to 4 stock on this game.
Oh man, it seemed like it because in the Treehouse and then in the Invitational they were playing it on like 4 or 5 stocks, and it was going plenty fast.
Okay, and then you see the Ryu thing. He doesn't turn around in 1v1. You walk backwards, and so you can't accidentally do the fireball like when you're trying to do Tatsu. He actually plays like a Street Fighter guy. That's amazing.
It's great. It's great. Yeah,
it's so cool.
I feel like they did a great job with all the returning characters. So every character's in it.
It's MVC2. It's literally MVC2.
Okay. Every character?
MVC2 was every character from all the previous games put into one game.
There you go.
Then here's a few brand new characters.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly, man. That's awesome. I mean, everybody, if you wanted any returning character, then you're happy.
Dude, Ice Climbers is back.
Ice Climbers is back. Now, I did hear that Ice Climbers, Nana can't grab. If Popo grabs, then she like taunts or whatever.
Oh,
so you're not going to get like a chain situation.
Yeah.
So they were aware.
Because the thing about it was, one of the reasons why I don't think they put her in Smash Wii U was because they had the 8-player mode, and it was just they couldn't process having 16 characters on there at once. But obviously the Switch is new hardware, so they probably can. So now if you have 8-player mode and they all pick Popo Nana, you're going to have 16 characters jumping around on the screen, which would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I want to see that so bad.
So a lot of the returning characters got interesting stuff. Like Ganondorf actually uses his sword nowadays. It's like for his smashes, he actually uses the sword. It's not just kicks and punches. I think that's pretty cool.
Dude, I like the fact that a lot of characters have their own custom meters now.
Yes, they did that.
Yeah, so like Lucina, you can actually see how many times... I'm sorry, it was Robin. You can see how many times she has left to use her weapon, so you know when she's going to toss it and stuff like that. Shulk, now you can choose which power-up on... When you hit the button, the wheel comes out and you select it with the analog instead of trying to cycle through them and stuff. So
yeah, I'm really happy about all that stuff, and presumably there are other balance changes too, but I don't know. But what I heard is that Snake is basically Brawl Snake. People were like, "Wow, this guy's the same character."
That's funny.
I don't know how it'll turn out though. Yeah, man, I'm really happy that they did all that stuff, and then new characters. Inkling, I think, is a very interesting character design. They really made it interesting. So she has a meter, like you were talking about, the ink meter. And if she inks the opponent, then they will take more damage from her hits. And that actually happened in the Invitational. Oh, yeah. Mango was playing Inkling, and he like got a bunch of ink onto, I think it was MK who was playing against, and damage was piling up. Fact, fast. Like he basically got his butt kicked otherwise. But when he got the ink on there, MK was taking the damage for sure.
But the Inklings can run out of ink. You actually have to dive into the ground to actually get your ink back, just like Splatoon. So
yeah, super cool. And then Ridley's in there. Ridley.
That's basically. It's so funny. I woke up this morning and I was like, "Shit! It's already past 9 o'clock. I'm late for the Nintendo Direct." I grab my phone, I turn on the thing, and right when I get there is when they're showing the cinematic of Ridley coming and swooping down. Like I caught
and murdering Mega Man.
Yeah, I caught just that part.
Yeah. And
then it was like credits, and then like, time for the treehouse. I was like, man.
Yeah. Interestingly, in that clip, somebody posted on Twitter later, you can see Ridley doing the little hat twirl, right? Just like in Mario. So like, is it actually Cappy?
Oh yeah, he's in there. They already showed it. They already showed Cappy's in there. They showed like returning things for for old characters, and they showed that Mario had Cappy.
Oh, I guess what I meant is like, is Ridley controlled by Cappy?
Oh,
so it's like not actually Ridley, but rather.
No,
Mario playing as Ridley.
No, what
Cappy?
happened was that when Mario gets swooped away, his hat falls.
I know.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna go with the theory that it's like Mario controlling the big T-Rex.
That's only if Ridley has the mustache, though.
Oh, I guess okay,
you
fine.
Have to have
Needs
the mustache. Yeah.
All right. All right. Anyway, it's really cool that Ridley's in there.
Dude, see, but that's again, it's like Sakurai actually was just like, all right, you guys want Ridley, we'll put Ridley. Because they've just said forever, like, we can't put him in there. He's too big. And then they just shrunk him down and put him in the game.
It's like Bowser. How big has Bowser been in some games?
Right.
It's, you can just fix it by making him smaller, whatever, which they did. And they also have him all hunched over, so it's whatever, it's fine.
Right.
He has some very interesting moves.
He has Firebrand Kidnap.
I guess I didn't think about that, but it is like that.
Yeah, that's what Apology Man tweeted. He was like, Kidnap!
Yeah, it's kind of like Kidnap. And then he has like a spine move that does absurd damage at the sweet spot.
Okay.
40 damage, 40% or something like that. It's like wild looking. So anyway, we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm so happy with all the stuff I've seen. Dude, as soon as they announced it, they put up the website and you could see all those like little animations. That's where that amazing Falco animation was, where he walks up, eats the grape, walks up, sees the chicken on the floor, and he's like, looks at it, and he goes, "Arr!" Dude, that thing was, oh my god, it was genius. But like they had a new remix of Vega's theme on the site, from Street Fighter. But then also, dude, this is just the nerd, geeky, OCD, organized man the fact that they numbered them all, like, makes me so happy. Like, the fact that they all have numbers, like, if I was super into it, I would have memorized all the numbers, and, like, I would have, dude, it was just like,
I thought it was interesting how they numbered the original characters. Like Donkey Kong is number 2.
Yeah.
Why?
I think it might have been the way the order of the character select was. Okay. I think that's probably what it was. Okay. So, yeah.
60% on Sweet Spot, and it's right, it crumples too on that. So, you actually that's crazy damage.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Heads up on that. I don't know if that'll survive. And it seems like Bayonetta has not exactly, but very much the same stuff with the ability to combo somebody off the top of the screen.
Right.
Because that happened in the Invitational. Like MKLeo, I think beat somebody with three stocks still left, something like that, 2 or 3. He's just a blow up.
Oh, okay.
And he was just doing that. So,
dude, the funniest thing about it too is I remember when Smash they announced this game, I was like, probably the best thing Nintendo can do is put in no guest characters so that they can, have the license for performance and all this stuff like that. And
that's
right.
Exact opposite. Hey, as long as they got good contracts.
Yeah, I know.
Good contracts, that's fine.
Everybody back. Like, that blew my head. That blew my mind that they actually just said, you know what, we're just bringing everybody back, including Snake.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, King 999. Yeah, the change to Perfect Shield is really interesting. That happens now when you're getting out of Shield.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So it's much more about like finding the exact moment yourself, which I think is great.
And they also like some people are saying that the throw techs are there now. You can tech throw. That's crazy.
I haven't seen footage of that yet.
Yeah, the dodge apparently is directional, although they said the wave dashing doesn't quite work.
Well, so that's because you have to wait until you're a little bit up in the air before you dodge, is what I read.
Oh, okay. There's a height restriction.
There's a height restriction,
effectively.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Oops. Okay. Cool. Okay.
But it seems like dashing is better anyway. So.
Yeah, you can attack out of the dashes a lot easier. It just seems like they just did a lot of, like, we actually listened to people's complaints and we fixed it and everything like that. I think the only thing they didn't do was put tripping back in, right? So everybody loved tripping, right?
Jeez. So there's 20 frames of landing lag after.
Okay. That's
okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay.
Hey, Dr. Mario's back. That's cool. And he's not an Echo character somehow. I don't know.
Well, they don't count the Echo characters when they have slightly different changes.
I guess that must be what it is. So he has pills. I mean, the pills actually have different trajectories and stuff than.
But I mean, like Mario doesn't even have the cape anymore, right? That's only Dr. Mario.
Oh, fair enough. Okay,
right?
yeah,
and stuff like that.
I guess,
and like,
right. So Doctor
doesn't have the water spray.
Mario is different now than he was in Melee. So that actually makes more sense. That's true.
And he got a spike too.
Right, that's true.
He actually has an aerial spike now, so yeah, his down air was a spike. So, Mario does have the cape. Okay.
Well, yeah, I'm sure Dr. Mario does not have the water. So.
What is funny about pills? That's exactly what he's tossing. Dr. Mario's tossing pills. Actually.
Yeah, what is it called? Something else?
I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, look, they announced the date, December 7th, 2018, so it's coming out at the end of this year. But like the fact that Nintendo just basically said, here's all the Smash information that you care about. And that's it. Like, there's no questions left at this point in time. Like, we're all in on this right now. And, like, I hope Melee players take the up, like, maybe go and try to play this game. Obviously, the Smash 4 players will do that. And it's cool because you're not going to be missing any of your mains. Like, your main is going to be there no matter what, right? And so, you know, if we can get it to the point where, like, the entire Smash community is just playing, like, a large, like, obviously they're going to play all the games, but, you know, it'd be cool to see something like EVO just having this one Smash game, you know. So.
Melee is definitely not going anywhere. I would be very surprised if it did. I think it'd be cool if some of the Melee players also played Ultimate. Like, Mewtwo King plays all the games.
He'll definitely play.
But it'd be nice if more people did that kind of thing.
Armada and Mango and Hungry Box. Because that's the thing. But
I'm sure that they'll keep playing Melee.
One of the greatest things about something like Dragon Ball is that, you know, we talked about it, that we get Sonic Fox versus Goichi versus, you know, Leffen and all that stuff like that. Even within the Smash community itself, like, how great would it be to get the Smash 4 players playing against the classic gods? You know what I mean? Because, like,
cool.
We don't see anything like Nairo versus Armada, you know what I mean? Or Hungry Box versus Zero or something like that. I think that would be sick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think
Hungry Box does play Smash 4, huh? Okay. Yeah.
But, I mean...
for sure, in-cross.
You saw some of that today, but yeah, it's obviously...
It's an exhibition.
So
right, yeah.
They also had a Nairo versus 3 celebrities... 3-on-1.
Oh, really?
And Nairo blew him up. He was Snake.
Cool.
And it was a blow up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, was that like against like Zelda Williams and like...
It wasn't her, but it was like other people.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about that, so, okay.
I don't know, some other folks.
I mean, Axiom, if someone wants to just post a link to it, I'll look at it, but I just, you know...
Look at what?
I guess something about Wizard tweeting something, but, you know...
Yes, he did. He tweeted... I mean, I don't know how serious it is.
Right, because that's what I was saying. It's like, you know, Wizard is, you know...
It could definitely be taken seriously to look at the wording of it.
Okay.
So I think it'd be real dumb to put a cap on the number of Smash games at EVO. I think it'd be dumb for the scene, because I feel like it should be whichever games are popular should be there. Yeah, he says 3 Smash games will never be at EVO. Also, with Melee players requiring 3 out of 5 for top 64, which, as far as I know, is not entirely accurate. We can't accommodate them at EVO, so this could possibly be their final year at EVO. I hope Melee is super exciting in the arena this year. So I think it'd be real silly and bad to enforce the not having Smash games. Like I said, I want to have whatever the popular games are, whatever has the scene for it, I think it should be there. And Melee players are, I just feel like, unlikely to give up on their game.
Yeah.
And if that's true, then more power to them. And I expect that Smash 4 will get basically left in the dust in favor of this version.
Because, I mean, this honestly doesn't even feel like as much of a, like, complete overhaul sequel as it feels like it's like we just took Smash Wii U and we just exploded it, basically.
Yeah, I think that seems right.
It feels like maybe like an MVC1 to MVC2 kind of thing, you know, and then they just, well, I don't know, MVC2 is pretty freaking different than MVC1, so yeah. But,
yeah, so I don't know, just let it happen. I think I would not want to see anything enforced. Oh man, did Nintendo ask them to stop showing it? I don't know. You never know. Nintendo has taken that step in the past,
right?
But they've changed a lot since that. It was 2013.
Yeah,
they've changed a lot since then.
I mean,
so
again,
I think I'd be surprised.
This is James' conspiracy hat theory, but I always wonder how much Marvel might have affected the reason why MVCI is not at EVO.
I'm with you.
I wonder about that sometimes.
I wonder too.
You know, so it could very well be that Nintendo was just like, oh, okay.
Well, keep in mind nothing's official. And I don't know how seriously to take that Wizard tweet anyway, because Wizard just kind of says stuff sometimes. You never really know.
Oh, man. Okay.
All right. Anyway, very cool. Looking forward to it. Great to get more information on it. From a fighting game perspective, it wasn't like the most impactful E3 ever, but the Smash news is obviously really big, and it's nice to get other stuff about other games as well. So,
yeah,
cool.
Exactly. So, okay. Do you want to take another break? When we come back, we can do week number 2 of our new segment, which last week we just had FGC topics. Now we're going to be calling it 50-50 matchup, which is what someone suggested calling it last week. Where we just take certain topics and talk about them in a pardon the interruption ESPN style. You could do that for a very long time, dude.
I can keep it going, but now you got me smiling.
It's weird that it's hard to do that when you smile, huh?
I guess it is. It's possible, though.
I mean, I always get tired when I do that. And wow, look at this! You've got like all the, you've got.
I have a lot of practice.
You've got the eyebrow raising Olympics on lock here right now. So
been doing it for a long time.
All right, cool. We'll be right back, guys. We'll be right back.